How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlett, and again, I'm sorry if I look really weird, if my eyes are watery, and if they're really like half closed and stuff. It's because I am still a bit sick. I've still got a cold, and it's just like it's not letting off yet. So if I do sound weird, if I have to cough, if I have to sneeze, all that stuff, I do apologize. But either way, what do we have today, guys? What we have is some new gameplay, and bloody hell, my eyes are actually closing. Either way, we have a new set of gameplays here for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. These are video showcases that showcase different Pokemon battle animations, so to say. And even a double battle is showcased in this. So, this I'm reading from NintendoLife.com. It came out today, so this info is literally brand new. This was posted 0 seconds ago. I mean, it's been longer than that by this point, because it's passed some time before I actually decided to make this video, but here we are. Let's take a look at it, shall we? So, we'll start with the actual, first image here, which has, I guess that's Pidgeotto? Yeah, I think so. Not Pidgeot. Or is it Pidgeot? I can't really tell. It's hard for me to tell between those two. By the way, so earlier this month, we shared a set of videos from the official Japanese Pokemon YouTube channel, which showed how different types of Pokemon follow the trainers in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Now the channel has uploaded another set of videos showing off various monsters Pokemon taking part in battles, with one demonstrating a double battle scenario. Firstly, we have a really short video showing Magikarp in action, presumably using its splash attack to do literally nothing at all, before being a subject to Machoke's seismic toss attack. So yeah, it just sounds normal. Magikarp really doesn't do much at all whatsoever, but we love Magikarp, guys. But I don't know if you guys have seen it actually, but there is a following animation for Magikarp, which was shown in one of the previous gameplays, and it looks totally ludicrous. Like, it's so sad. I feel so bad for Magikarp. It's such a sad Pokemon. But either way, so here's the gameplay. It is 12 seconds long. It's not too long, so we'll mute the audio for a little bit here. I may turn it up slightly. We'll see what happens, if this is actually going to load. I don't know why, but my internet has actually been really shitty lately. There you go, yeah. So it's like, it's a Wi-Fi battle setting, right? And you got Splash coming in there, and then the animation from Machoke, seismic toss, which looks awesome, by the way. And I do want to do an analysis of this map right here, because this map shows like a decent chunk of the universe. I mean, if this is supposed to be Kanto here, then I don't know. Maybe this is like a hint at how the Gen 8 region is going to look like, because that doesn't really look like Kanto in my eyes. But I may do a little bit of a video talking about that. If you guys want to see it, of course, I may actually do a video on that. But it's a pretty interesting, piece of gameplay there, if I'm going to be fair. Nothing too crazy, nothing too weird, but generally speaking, pretty interesting. So next up here is a battle between two Tauroses showing the same Hyper Beam move from both viewpoints, followed by a heated match between Pidgeot and Gloom. So we'll start with the actual gameplay here, and this is actually a gameplay between two Tauroses, apparently. I guess it's not a double battle, right? No, it's a single battle. So it's just normal battle, and you've got, what exactly? Is it Hyper Beam? Cool. So it's using Hyper Beam, which the animations do look fine. There's nothing nothing too crazy or different or anything like that. It's just like, general animations. Pokemon, I mean, the weird way, like, their idle animations look like, I don't know, it looks a little bit odd, the way they just kind of stand there and, waddle to the side, but it's fine. It's nothing crazy. But yeah, gameplay's looking fine. The animations, like, there's nothing wrong with them. Like, I mean, in all honesty, they could be done, quote-unquote, better, like, even crazier, but for, like, this game, I don't think it's, like, a really big deal. It is the way it is, and I think it's defined the way it is, so, in all honesty, it looks fine. Now, I will be discussing about a little bit of Let's Go Pikachu, and referencing back to my video from yesterday a little bit, because there's been a few things that have happened there that I really want to kind of bring up and talk about, which, if you guys don't know which video I'm talking about my video yesterday, where I talked about, like, the pre-orders being really low for Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and I would like to talk about that again, because there are a few points there that are really worthwhile taking a look at. So, either way, that's that. Now, let's go over to the next part of gameplay here, which is a, which was it? What should I say? It was a, Pidgeot. Okay, so it was not a Pidgeotto, it's a Pidgeot, and Gloom. Okay, so here we go. This is the image we saw above there. And what's it going to use? So it's going to go for, wait, what exactly is he using? Like, what's the move? Is it Fly? Oh, it's using Fly, okay. So that's how Fly looks like. Now, that's actually interesting, huh? I remember, like, back in the day when I used Fly, I haven't really used Fly much anymore. But, like, I remember back in the day, like, your Pokemon would turn, like, into a ball and just, like, fly up and, or, like, just go up in the sky and stuff. It's really weird. But, yeah, this looks good. Doesn't look too bad to me. But, I mean, it would be cooler, of course. I will be honest. It would be cooler if the actual Pokemon itself, like, actually flew up and then flew down. You know what I mean? I personally feel like that would be way cooler. But, I guess it's just something they won't do. or maybe just not worth it for them. I don't know, but I feel like that would be way cooler. I feel like each move that's like physical should be shown physically. Like, you know, if a Pokemon is using, you know, fly, then it should fly up in the sky and fly down, actually hit the Pokemon physically. If you're using like, you know, Mega Punch or Mega Kick or whatever it is, right? Or Double Kick, whatever. Then I feel like, you know, the Pokemon should physically use that move. I feel like that just would be better. But then again, we probably won't see that because it's just easier to make this the way, you know, the way they make it right now for all the previous Pokemon games. It's just an easier way to do it. And it's also a fine way. It's nothing wrong with it. It just would be cooler to kind of see, like, you know, the moves a little bit more realistically done. But then again, they're literally, like, you know, unrealistic. So, oh well. By the way. And finally, we have more footage of Charizard evolving into Mega Charizard X in a match against an Exeggutor, followed by a battle where a single Paris is facing two mighty Pharaohs. Okay, I'm not sure if you should call them mighty, but hey, whatever. Let's see. So we got Charizard here coming in with, which is a Mega Charizard against an Exeggutor. Now, I'm really curious, and I really want to sneeze now. So it's a normal Exeggutor. Okay, so it isn't an Alolan Exeggutor. And there comes the animation that, of course, Mega evolves it. Nothing crazy there. We've already seen this, so to say, and it's going to use what exactly? It's probably going to use Flamethrower? Is that maybe? Is that no, that's got to be something else. That's like Flare Blitz. That looks more like Flare Blitz to me. Could be wrong. It's a one-tap, though, so I don't know, man. Yeah, it was a Flare Blitz because he took damage, yeah. So yeah, it was just that. Nothing crazy there either. And then finally we have this mad lad, my dudes, Paris. Look at this Paris, my dudes. Lil Paris taking on two Pharaohs. Ain't no problems, my dude. So what's happening here is that the player, you as a player are playing with somebody in a co-op mode. That's why you have a double battle here, which is really weird. I'm gonna be honest, right? I feel like in a situation like this, the enemy should also have two Pokemon. It's so dumb. Like, I'm gonna be honest, right? The co-op mode, it's fun. It's cool that they added it. I'm gonna be playing it. I'm gonna be using it. You know, however well it works. I'm not sure if it isn't really perfect. I'm gonna be honest, it isn't perfect. I've actually seen fan games do co-op modes, you know, Pokemon fan games do co-op modes way better. So, you know, it's a little bit whatever, but the problem here that I see is, it's like, I feel like the enemy should also then have a double Pokemon. So, for example, if the enemy has one Pokemon only, right? They should get a duplicate for that Pokemon so that, you know, you can battle it fairly, because otherwise it's kind of unfair when you have two Pokemon against one in a situation like this. Like, this is honestly unfair to the NPC that you're playing. I mean, that sounds wrong. I know it sounds weird. Like, why would you care if it's unfair for the other thing? Well, it makes it easy. It just makes it way too easy if you're just going to be able to, you know, just cheese your way through by just, you know, doing this co-op shit, which, I mean, it's nothing wrong with co-op. Again, literally, people are going to just take this out of context. No, there's nothing wrong with the co-op. It's just like, I feel like they should have just added it so the enemy actually also has double Pokemon, because that would have made more sense. So that way you co-op together and it's a bit of a challenge and not just something to make it easier for you. Because in all reality, when you think about it, a single person could, technically speaking, just take two Joy-Cons and play on their own, you know, with two characters and just get through the game super fast. Like, technically speaking, right? If you want to make it super easier than it already is for yourself, then you can literally do that. Also, my hair looks so weird back here. This headset is all weird, man. By the way, that's literally something you could do. So, continuing on here, they say that seeing the Pokemon inside such a large open display reminds us of the classic home console games like Pokemon Stadium on the N64, which the battle animations naturally seeing a decent HD overhaul in comparison to the latest mainline entries on the 3DS. Do you like the look of these battle sequences? Let us know the thoughts below. And of course, you know, people left their thoughts there. I'm liking what I see. Can't wait for a release. Yada yada yada. Everything I see about this game just makes me wish. Wish it was more than it is. I've been jaded on the Pokemon series since X and Y. I can only hope the new mainline next year is actually worth considering, which I agree on. In all honesty, like, these animations are cool. It's cool to talk about these things, because I'm just excited to just play another Pokemon game, in all honesty. I just want to play something, and I just want to, you know, have something to, you know, talk about, make content on, and just discuss in general, because it's just fun to discuss Pokemon stuff for me. As I'm a Pokemon channel, and as someone who loves Pokemon, I love discussing this stuff. But it isn't looking too, like, fantastical in my eyes. It isn't looking like it's, like, you know, top-notch, you know, game development, so to say here. It's like, you know, it just looks like the kind of, like, the easiest game they've had to make. I mean, of course it looks HD and all that, but it looks like it's just like, hey, it's just Kanto again. In all honesty, like, you know, when you see this, okay, cool, it's Kanto again. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun to see these moves. I do, like I said earlier, right? I like these animations. I like the particle effects and stuff like that. But then again, they're essentially the same to me. And I don't know why they mention down here. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why they mention, like, inside such a large and open display reminds us, oh, I guess they're talking about just like generally speaking, like the actual literal display. But like if you look at the general area here, there's nothing too, I mean, of course the background are higher resolution and just look better in general. Of course, because this is on a better console that can handle more. But in general, it just looks to me like, you know, any of the 3D Pokemon 3DS games we've had, like any of the mainline 3DS Pokemon games. That's just what it feels like to me. It doesn't look, you know, too crazy or too different. But hey, I'm still excited to somewhat play this. I'm not going to, you know, just kill this game and just be like, no, it's not worth buying. I'm not going to do that. If you want to buy the game, again, I'm going to say this a million times. If you want to buy the game, buy it. Ain't nobody stopping you. If you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. Or if you just are unsure about it, wait until somebody does a review on it and that sort of stuff. Like, I'm going to be doing a full review on, like, day 2 or 3 after the game is, like, out there. I'm going to live stream the whole game in 24 hours, finish it as fast as possible, and then once I'm done with the game, I'll be doing a review on it and telling you guys what I feel about it, what I think about it, and all that stuff. And also, a heads up about yesterday's video, because I made a video about how pre-order sales are down for Pokemon, and some people were commenting like, oh, pre-order sales don't matter. My dudes, I'm sorry to say this, but you're just wrong. For Pokemon, pre-order sales matter, because every single Pokemon game since like the 3DS era started, has been getting high pre-orders. They just do generally get high, just in general, Pokemon games, like ever since pre-ordering became like a bit of a thing, Pokemon games have gotten, you know, high pre-orders and a lot of like pre-purchases, especially through Amazon, that sort of stuff. And it's a little bit bad when, you know, the game isn't, or these games, you know, Let's Go Pikachu, Eevee, aren't getting high, you know, pre-orders, especially on a website like Amazon, which is like the biggest marketplace to buy stuff on. You know, it's bad when it's like below games that have already been out for like a year or so, you know what I mean? That's just bad in general. So it can put a little bit of worry into, you know, people's minds. Again, you know, I could be wrong. Again, there could be more pre-orders in stores and stuff, but based on what we generally see, like, you know, there also could be a lot of pre-orders, I guess, on the Switch. Can you pre-order on Switch yet? I don't know if you can even do that. I don't even know if you can do that. I don't know if you can pre-order Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, because I think if you do that, if they put it on the eShop, like, or the, not the eShop, but the Switch shop or whatever it's called, if they put it on there, I think there's a risk of like people trying to hack in and try to get like the files and stuff. So I don't think they would ever really put it on there. But you know, until the game is like really close to release, I don't know. I haven't really looked on my, you know, onto my Switch store for a while. I've just been playing the games I have on there. But the point I'm trying to get across is that, yeah, I understand there are other stores that you can pre-order from, but Amazon is like the biggest place right now. It's like the place to look at if you want to kind of know how like the sales are doing for a franchise or a game or whatever. In all honesty, it's like a good place to look at. So yeah, I think these games, and I personally got to be honest, I saw somebody comment that they hope this game does super well and outsells like Pokemon 2019. So that we'll get more Let's Go games. I'm sorry, my man, but I cannot support you on that one. Personally, I'm fine if this is the only Let's Go games we ever get. I'll be so happy, because I prefer just getting, like, another, like, you know, a remake in the style of, like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, ORAS, and that sort of stuff for, like, Gen 4, rather than getting, like, a Let's Go version of, you know, Gen 4 or something like that, or whatever. I think one Let's Go, you know, game is enough, and then we can just go back to, you know, the shit that we like, which is, you know, being frustrated at encountering Pokemon, you know, and having to battle them. Haha, you know, puns, jokes. I don't know. What am I trying to say here? I don't even know. My point is, if these are the only Let's Go games we ever get, I'll be fine with it. If these are like games that come in between bigger releases, I will be okay with that. In all honesty, I think that will be fine. As long as these games don't affect or change or ruin any potential future Pokemon games and take away from, you know, features and experiences and that sort of stuff from those future games. That's all I'm trying to say. I've been seeing people trying to argue that the 2019 game is going to be shit and that Let's Go is like the best thing that's ever happened to Pokemon. I mean, hey, if you feel that way, in all honesty, you can feel that way. That's totally fine. But personally, I have my own opinion, and I think these games, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them, as long as they don't affect or hurt future Pokemon games. That's all I'm saying. As long as they don't hurt future Pokemon games, that's fine. If they want to release more Let's Go games, sure. Just make sure they don't take away from like the main games that we're looking for. That's all I'm trying to say. Either way, I went off on a tangent here. I'm sorry. This was about the gameplay here, which in all honesty, this looks fine. I mean, I think the gameplay in this, it looks totally fun. There's nothing wrong with it. I think there's just like, you know, people are just angry because of the lack of features and because we're just back in Kanto again. I think most people are just kind of tired of Kanto in general. Like, Kanto's just become such a pain to people because they've been there so many times and they just want something different, or they want to revisit a different region that's better, or just, you know, a region they like more. So it's just understandable that people don't want to see it again, hence why they're angry. Some people are just angry because of Kanto, some people are angry because of the lack of features, some people are angry because they just want to to be angry. Some people are just for 4chan, they just want to hate everything. So hey, it is what it is. You can't really, you can't really put a single, nail into it and be like, yeah, this is exactly what the issue is. No, it's a divisive conversation. We'll just have to wait until the game is fully out, and then we can have like a full-on conversation and actually literally destroy this game if it is that bad. I mean, I've destroyed Sun and Moon, and Sun and Moon, in my eyes, when I look back, generally speaking, to me, it looks better than these games because it had more features, but it had also a lot of issues. So, I will make sure to always, and even the games the Pokemon game that I love the most, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, those games have, like, issues of their own, and I have no issue with, like, looking at those issues and breaking them down. But either way, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below. I'll see you all next time. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.